السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. حبايبي الأعزاء، عاملين ايه؟ جريد 5، يا رب تكونوا كلكم بخير. النهاردة إن شاء الله هنبدأ مع بعض أكتوبر ريفيجن، مراجعة شهر أكتوبر علشان نكون جاهزين لامتحان أكتوبر ونجيب الفول مارك سوا. النهاردة إن شاء الله هنحل مع بعض الورك شيتس الخاصة بكتاب المعاصر، وفي مفاجأة مستنياكوا آخر الفيديو، عشان كده كملوا الفيديو لحد الآخر عشان تعرفوا إيه هي المفاجأة دي. خلينا نقول بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ونبدأ سوا. عندي هنا أول حاجة the plant absorbs water from the soil through its the plant absorbs. قلنا كلمة absorb water، absorb دي الكي وورد بتاعت roots. طيب تاني حاجة the substance which is produced by the plant during photosynthesis process is أنهي substance اللي هي produced by the plant؟ أكيد sugar, glucose. طيب all the following substances are not important for the plant growth except mean air, of course. طيب give reason why without leaves the plants cannot grow or survive. فاكرين leaves لما قلنا إن هي considered as food factory أو kitchen of the plant. Inside leaves photosynthesis process happen or occurs. So without leaves إيه اللي هيحصل؟ So plants يبقى without leaves the plants cannot grow or survive. ليه؟ Because plants make their own food in their leaves during photosynthesis process. Without leaves the plants cannot make their own food and of course they will die. طيب هنا true or false. Plant leaves absorb carbon dioxide gas from the air. That's true. Now قلنا إن plant leaves takes which gas to make photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide. طيب هل leaves هي اللي بتabsorb الجاز ده؟ Yes of course. Through stomata اللي هي قلنا عليها tiny holes on the surface of leaves. طيب animals, humans and plants have the same structure that helps them to grow and survive. Wrong. قلنا they are different in structure. Only plants can make their own food. Type number 3. Each part of a plant has its own function. Yes, of course. True. Type what happens if we cover the green leaves of the plant to prevent sunlight from reaching them? فاكرين لما قلنا إن we have two types of needs, basic needs and non-basic needs؟ قلنا إيه هي البيزك needs لما قعدنا نغنيها water, sunlight, carbon dioxide. طب non-basic needs اللي هي products بتاعت الفوتوسينثيس اللي هي oxygen و sugar, glucose وكمان soil. So without the sunlight, of course, plant cannot grow. So the plant cannot make photosynthesis process, so it will die. Because sunlight is one of the basic need for growing the plant. نيجي هنا complete the following sentences. لما يجي سؤال complete ومديني already words يساعدني بيها اللي هي بتكون فوق between brackets، يا ريت نقرا السؤال كويس جدا 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 ونكتب الإجابة. لما نيجي نكتب الإجابة نعمل عليها فوق سلاش خفيفة بحيث إن أنا عدد الكلمات اللي عندي يقل والأسئلة تبتدي تسهل عليا، تكون الأمور سهلة يعني. طيب from the plant's structure that photosynthesis process takes place in or in which part of the plant photosynthesis process takes place? In leaves. فأنا كده خدت leaves، بقيلي only 3 words: roots, stem, carbon dioxide. طيب تعالوا نشوف التانية. The plant's A transfers water from the A of the plant to its leaves. أكيد plant's stem from roots of the plant to other plant parts or to its leaves. يبقى أنا كده خدت leaves، خدت stem، خدت roots، يبقى لي مين؟ carbon dioxide gas. In the absence of carbon dioxide gas, the plant cannot make its own food. طيب نيجي هنا. Seeds of beans will die if we put them on a wet paper towel and provide it with nutrients. هل أنا لو جبت seeds البينز بتاعت bean seeds وحطيتها على plate فيه wet paper towel وحطيت لها nutrients، هل هي هتموت؟ Of course not. On the plants can grow or can germinate without the soil. That's why soil it's one of non-basic needs for the plant. In the initial growth, plant can grow easily without the soil. طيب, plants can live without leaves. Of course not. It's a food factory. Inside it, photosynthesis process happen. طيب, soil is important for the seeds to complete their growth. Of course, right أو true. That's right. إن لما فاكرين الإكسبيرمنت اللي عملناها سوا لما قلنا it can grow with a wet paper towel, but after that we need to change its place أو to change its position, تمام؟ أو to transfer the plant into the soil to complete its growth, to grow in a healthy way. لأن السايز بتاع البلانت طبعا بيختلف في وجود السويل. طب give reason why stem is an important part for the plant. قلنا قبل كده أي give reason يقول لي ليه الحاجة دي important، على طول من غير ما أفكر هكتب الفانكشن بتاعة الحاجة دي. فلما يقول لي stem is important هقول له two functions بتاعة الstem because it أيوة transports water and nutrients from the root to all plant parts and also it supports the plant. اتفقنا؟ اتفقنا. طيب هنا correct the underlined words. The only leaves of plants are responsible for absorption of water from the soil. هل الليفز بتاعت البلانتس هي اللي مسؤولة عن إن هي تعمل absorption للwater والnutrients from the soil؟ أكيد لأ طبعا roots. طب oxygen gas is a basic need؟ أكيد لأ carbon dioxide gas. طيب reproduction means the plant sprouts and begins to grow from a seed. لأ دي germination. خلي بالكم إن tricky point قوي كلمة germination. Germination process معناها growing of the plant أو the plant growth. إن هو start to grow. إن السيد إن هي germinate تبتدي تخرج لي حاجات. إن plant sprouts start growing. دي معنى كلمة germination. By the way كنت منزله لكم فيديو قبل كده في الشورتس عندي على الشانل في السيد germination شكله حلو جدا وسبحان الله يعني على السيد وهي بتعمل germination until being a large plant. يا ريت تشوفوها هسيبهولكوا في description. طيب what happens if we put some bean seeds in a place containing water and nutrients for some days. هو عنده water وعنده nutrients. So إيه اللي هيحصل؟ Seeds will germinate يعني will grow and make sprouts and begin to grow لأن already أنا وفرت لها الفاكتورز أو البيزك نيدز بتاعتها. طيب نيجي هنا في سؤال الماتش. عندي study hack كده أو exam hacks زي ما بسميها hacks لحل الإكزام. سؤال الماتش تحديدا علشان ما نخسرش فيه درجات أو نجيب الفول مارك بمعنى أصح محتاجة إن أنا to read the first column and the second column carefully. أقرأ أكتر من مرة الفيرست column من الأول فكده أقرأ السكند column من الأول. طيب فرضا إن أنا لقيت عندي point من البوينتس أنا مش عارفة هي أنهي واحدة في السكند column، اعمل لها skip سيبها الآخر وكمل بقية الماتش اللي عندك. طب وبعدين هي هتظهر لوحدها هيبقى لي جملة أو اتنين في السكند column أقدر أفاضل ما بينهم بدل ما كان عندي اختيارات كتيرة مش عارفة اختار ما بينهم. طب ليه أنا بقول الكلام ده؟ لأن ببساطة أسئلة الماتش من الأسئلة اللي بسميها غدارة شوية. لو غلطت في واحدة في واحدة تانية أوتوماتيك هتبقى غلط، فبدل ما أنا هخسر درجة أنا هخسر درجتين، هخسر دبل الدرجات. وللأسف ناس كتيرة جدا بتقع في النقطة دي، فأرجوكم نخلي بالنا. عندنا هنا مثلا شوجر، الشوجر ده هيكون مين؟ ممكن أنا مش عارفة دلوقتي. طب تعالوا نشوف اللي بعد water. أكيد water is from the basic needs of the plant to survive، يبقى number 2 water هتبقى مع دي. طب السويل is not important for plants in their initial growth. برافو، يبقى 3 مع ايه؟ يبقى أنا كده خدت ايه وخدت دي، يبقى لي مين؟ B و C. مين فيهم تمشي مع الشوجر؟ is the plant food that gives it the energy to grow. يبقى الشوجر مع B the plant food. 2 water هتبقى مع D is from basic needs of the plant to survive. 3 soil هتبقى A not important for plants in their initial growth. طيب self-assessment. Correct the underlined words. مين هنا بيقول لي phloem in plants leaves absorb the energy of sunlight. مين اللي في plant leaves absorb energy? Of course chlorophyll, the green pigment inside the plant's leaves. طيب there are tubes in the plant's root that help it to absorb more water from the soil. مين اللي موجود في plant roots بيعمل absorption for more amount of water أو increase the amount of water that being absorbed from the soil? root hairs. برافو عليكم. لما قلنا الروت عنده شعر مش عشان يبقى جميل وأمور، لا to increase or to absorb more amount of water and nutrients. طيب the process through which the green parts of plants absorb sunlight to make their own food is called photosynthesis process. طيب what happens to the plant's leaves when the plant is placed in a cup containing colored water? ايه اللي هيحصل لما احط plant في cup containing colored water؟ ايه اللي هيحصل للleaves بتاعته؟ The color of leaves will be turned into the same color of the water in the cup. ودي برضو experiment قبل كده كنا عملناها سوا. طب ليه؟ لأن أنا عندي الstem already transports water to other plant parts. One of the plant parts هي leaves. So the color of leaves will be turned into the same color of the water in the cup. ودي كانت experiment لإثبات إن فعلا الstem transports water from the root to other plant parts. نيجي هنا في complete. The A of a plant are responsible for absorption of water and nutrients from the soil. أكيد هيبقى root, the roots of plant. طيب in the presence of water, seeds can germinate at the beginning of grass without the need of A. في وجود الwater, seeds can germinate at the beginning of grass without the need of، برافو عليكم هايل، need of soil. طيب the plant's A supports leaves and flowers of the plant. مين اللي support؟ الكيورد دي بتاعت مين؟ stem. excellent. لا مذاكرين ومصحصحين معايا، برافو عليكم يا grade 5. طيب give reason for the following. There are tubes called phloem inside plants leaves. ليه عندي tubes اللي هي اسمها phloem inside plants leaves؟ ليه؟ to transport ايه؟ فاكرين لما قلنا phloem البرونانسيشن بتاعها FBH بس بتتنطق F، فهي transports مين؟ food. يبقى to transport food from leaves to other plant parts. Again phloem transport food. نيجي هنا زي ما اتفقنا بقى، الكلمة اللي هنختارها هنعمل عليها سلاش خفيفة علشان نقلل choices اللي عندنا. Gases can move into or out of the leaves due to the presence of gases can move into or out of the leaves due to the presence of stomata. برافو. طيب during photosynthesis process, A will be produced from the plant. Oxygen gas. Excellent guys. طيب water and nutrients can reach leaves of the plant through أكيد xylem، لأن قلنا xylem هي tubes اللي موجودة inside the stem, but it transports water and nutrients only from roots to other plant parts. لما قلنا إن xylem is one-way vessel. Don't forget. نيجي في اللي بعده. Gases enter plants through through مين؟ leaves. برافو، عن طريق الاستومata اللي موجودة على leaves. طيب arteries carry blood reach in. Arteries carry blood reach in from the heart to all body parts. أكيد oxygen and glucose sugar. Oxygen and nutrients. طيب flowers produce for reproduction. Of course they produce seeds. وقلنا البروسيس دي اسمها reproduction. طب give reason for the following. There is no life on earth in the absence of plants. ليه مش هيبقى في أي حياة على on the earth على الأرض في غياب الplants؟ ليه؟ قال لي because during photosynthesis process plants produce oxygen gas which is important for all living organisms to breathe. يبقى simply plants produce oxygen gas that we needed to survive. Without plants, there is no oxygen gas. Alright? Perfect. نيجي هنا the right or wrong. Plants have roots, stems, leaves, and sometimes flowers or fruits. Plants have roots, stems, leaves, and sometimes flowers or fruits. هل الكلام ده صح؟ طبعا صح. طيب, the heart in the human circulatory system consists of 2 atria and 2 ventricles. Yes, of course. We said before heart composed of 4 chambers. The upper chambers known as atria, while the lower one called ventricles. طيب, during photosynthesis process, green plants use sunlight to combine oxygen. Green plants use sunlight to combine oxygen with water to make sugar. Of course not. It uses sunlight to combine carbon dioxide gas with water. طيب, what happens if roots of plants don't have root hairs? احنا قلنا قبل كده ايه الفانكشن بتاعت الروت hairs؟ Increase the amount of water and the nutrients that being absorbed by root. طيب, أنا ما عنديش root hairs، يبقى أكيد ال amount of water and the nutrients إيه؟ decrease. بس كده. نقعد نقول أسئلة ال what happened و give reason صعبة وهم ما فيش أسهل منهم والله. يبقى the amount of water and the nutrients that root absorbs A will decrease. نيجي هنا بقى أنا عندي الكومبليت عدده زاد والكيوردز اللي ما بين البراكت زادت، فإحنا محتاجين موضوع السلاش ده ضروري. The vessels of A return the blood that carries carbon dioxide and a very small amount of A and oxygen from all body parts back to the heart. ايه الكلام الكبير ده وايه السؤال الطويل قوي ده؟ تعالوا نشوف سوا. The vessels of A return the blood carries carbon dioxide. هو أول ما يقول لي إن vessels و carry carbon dioxide يبقى وأنا مغمضة دي مين؟ veins. هشطب على veins فوق. طيب, الفيزلز دي أو الفينز دي carry blood. البلد ده جواه carbon dioxide and very small amount of A nutrients. برافو, خلصنا number 1. يبقى أنا فوق سلاش خفيفة على veins و nutrients. باقي لي كام كلمة؟ حوالي 5 كلمات. طيب, the tubes that carry A from the leaves to all plant parts are called. هو قال لي from leaves. يبقى أنا كده بتكلم عن الفلويم. تمام, وهو بيكاري ايه؟ sugar. يبقى the tubes that carry sugar from leaves to all plant parts are called phloem. طيب, the tubes that carry nutrients from roots to the leaves are called from roots to leaves وبتكاري nutrients. يبقى أنا بتكلم عن الزايلم. كده أنا بشطف فوق على كله. خدت زايلم، خدت phloem، خدت veins، خدت nutrients، خدت sugar. يبقى قال مين؟ arteries و oxygen. The vessels of A carry blood rich in. يبقى the vessels of arteries carry blood rich in oxygen. بس كده, مفيش أسهل من كده. نيجي في assessment جديد. Maple seeds have spines to stick to animal fur. فاكرين لما قلنا we have different ways for seed dispersal؟ هل المابل seeds كانت دي الواي بتاعتها for being dispersed؟ أكيد لا, يبقى wrong. The heart in the human circulatory system consists of 4 chambers. Right. Flowers are important parts of plants that help them for reproduction. Course right. طيب, give reason why root hairs are important for plants. اهي جاب لي حاجة وقال لي هي ليه important. هكتب له ايه؟ الفانكشن. ايه الفانكشن بتاعت الروت hairs؟ They increase the amount of absorbed water and the nutrients from the soil. بس كده. طيب, scientific term. طبعا قلنا قبل كده tricks أو to get the full mark in scientific term we have to search for keyword. The system which is responsible for transporting oxygen and nutrients throughout the body. أول keyword معانا إن هو بيسألني عن system. هو مش بيسأل عن organ ولا plant part ولا أي حاجة، هو بيسأل عن system. طيب وبعدين قال لي transporting oxygen و nutrients، دي تاني keyword معايا. طب هل هو بيكلمني على البلانت ولا الهيومن بودي؟ هو قال لي ده بودي، يبقى بيكلمني عن الهيومن. مين السيستم اللي جوه الهيومن بينقل لي الأكسجين والنيوترينز؟ circulatory system. عرفنا طريقة الحل بتمشي ازاي؟ طيب it means the transportation of seeds from one place into another. Transportation of seeds دي الكيورد بتاعتي، دي مين؟ seed dispersal. Exactly. The process of producing new plants. Plant reproduction. برافو. طيب what happens to plants leaves color if the plant cannot absorb water from the soil for many days؟ البلانت بتاعي ما وصلوش water from the soil for many days. ايه اللي هيحصل للكلر بتاعت الليفز بتاعت البلانت ده؟ they will be pale green، تمام، or yellow. They will be pale green or yellow. نيجي هنا عندي two figures وبيقول لي answer the questions. Plants seeds number 1 can be dispersed by number 1 wind. برافو, because they are light. طيب plants seed number 2 can be dispersed by water. دي الكوكونات seed اللي قلنا ان هي ايه transported by water. طيب نيجي بقى للموديل exam على الكونسبت كله. Plants absorb A from the soil, water and nutrients هايل through their roots. طيب number 2, there are 3 types of vessels in the human circulatory system, which are arteries و arteries و veins and blood capillaries. طب tree trunks and shrubs have which type of stem? We have 5 types of stem, don't forget. Wooden stem, برافو عليكم. طيب transport system in the plant consists of 2 types of vessels, which are transport system in the plant consists of 2 types of vessels, which are xylem and phloem. بس بسيطة اهي وسهلة، نسيتوا ولا ايه؟ طيب give reason for. Xylem in plant is a one-way vessel. أنا قلتها من شوية حتى. ليه؟ Because it transports water and nutrients from roots to other plant parts. بس من الروت للplant parts بس. One-way vessel, one direction. الماتش اهو. You have to read the first column carefully and then you have to read the second column also carefully. If something you couldn't get its correct answer, skip it or leave it at the end of the time or at the end of finishing this question. Please. طيب coconut seeds. أكيد floating on water. يبقى number 1 B. طيب maple seeds and dandelion seeds. Traveling by wind because they are light. Burdock seeds أو burr seeds. Sticking to animal fur. Excellent, because they have spines. Tomato seeds and apple seeds being eaten by animals. Perfect. What happens if we remove the flowers of a plant? احنا قلنا ايه أهمية الفلowers بالنسبة للplant؟ Produce seeds. They make a reproduction. يبقى أنا عندي هنا plant cannot reproduce new plants. Seeds will not be produced. يبقى plant cannot reproduce new plants. Cannot produce seeds. طيب true or false? Humans, animals and plants need food, water to survive. True طبعا. All seeds need soil in its initial growth. لا غلط. Only they can germinate easily without the soil in its initial growth. We can make them germinate by using only wet paper towel. There are tiny holes opening on the surface of stems that allow gases to pass through into the plant. هل في الكلام ده؟ طبعا في حد بيقول صح بعلو صوته وأنا سامعاه من عندي هنا مش قادرة. يا جماعة نقرا السؤال مرة واتنين وتلاتة. There are tiny holes opening on the surface of stem. وقعني هنا في نص الجملة وراح قايل stem. في tiny holes openings on the surface of leaves. في فعلا في plant tiny holes open and close on the surface of leaves not stem. شوفوا الجملة كلها صح وماشية smooth جدا بس stem توقع. عشان كده بقول you have to read the question carefully. طيب vines have climb stem. قلنا vines اللي هي grapes العنب. Also that's true. طيب it's found in the plant's leaves that gives them the green color and absorbs energy from the sunlight. موجود في plant's leaves gives them the green color and absorbs energy from the sunlight. مين؟ chlorophyll أكيد. طيب a substance that is produced from the plant during photosynthesis process and provides it with its needed energy. sugar اللي هي glucose. نيجي في concept 2 داخل معانا برضو في امتحان أكتوبر بس هما كانوا قايلين لحد I think نشاط 4. في الإعادة إفادة خلينا نحل مع بعض الأسسمنتس بحيث إن احنا نعرف إيه نراجع مع بعض يعني الكونسبت ده. طيب there is no energy flow between the components of an ecosystem. wrong. طيب caracals eat mice to get their energy. True. All living organisms can do photosynthesis process. Of course not. Only plants can make their own food by photosynthesis process. Animals differ in the type of food they eat. ليه؟ قلنا قبل كده because some animals eat plants only. Some animals else eat other animals يعني they eat or they feed on meat. while others feeding on both of them. يعني أنا عندي في some animals eat plants, others eat other plants, animals أو eat meat يعني. while but the third type of animals eat both of them. They can eat plants and meat. طيب the energy we get from food originally comes from the energy we get from food originally comes from the sun. طيب an area contains living organisms and non-living things that interact with each other is known as ecosystem. Ecosystem. Birds feed on worms to get their energy. Bravo. What happens to the body of a hawk after its death? قلنا it decomposes by decomposers. تمام. And its nutrients will return it back again to the soil. هنا عندي two ecosystems فبيقولي the hawk can find food in أكيد in ecosystem number 2 only لأن we have rabbit here. The hawk can feed on rabbit. طيب the light energy of the sun can pass from the plants to the predator in of course ecosystem 2 only. ليه؟ لأنه إزاي الانرجي flows from the plants to the predator. الأول from the plant to the rabbit اللي هو primary consumer and then from rabbit to the hawk اللي هو predator. يبقى only in ecosystem 2. طيب photosynthesis process occurs in both of them عادي جدا. ecosystem 1 and 2. طيب الاسسمنت اللي بعده بيقول لي ايه؟ photosynthesis process means making glucose in the presence of light energy. لازم نقرا الفور choices كويس قوي. انا مش بعمل using للجلوكوز، مش بعمل using لاني salts، ما جبناش سيرة اي salts، يبقى انا هفضل ما بين A و B making glucose. طيب هل انا بعمل making للجلوكوز in the absence of light energy ولا in the presence of light energy? In the presence of light energy. طيب number 2, if a spider eats a bee that feeds on a plant ايه اللي هيحصل؟ If a spider eats a bee that feeds on a plant. The spider is a secondary consumer. بس كده. The predator that feeds on a living organism may be a for another living organism. Predator that feeds on living organism may be a prey. ممكن هو يكون فريسة ل living organism تاني. طيب, give reason for ليه producers depend on light energy of the sun to grow. Because producers use sunlight energy to make their own food through photosynthesis process. طيب, cross out the odd word. عندي producers, consumers, non-living things, decomposers. Non-living things. برافو. الباقيين دول كلهم living organisms. طيب, عندي sunlight, glucose, consumers, photosynthesis process. كلها non-living things. أنا عندي الوحيد هنا consumers هو اللي living. طيب, fungi, snakes, millipedes, and bacteria. snakes لأن كلهم decomposers ما عدا snake consumer. هنا بيقولي study the following chain then complete the sentences below. طالب مني ايه؟ بيسألني مين اللي يعتبر producer هنا؟ الplants طبعا. ليه؟ Because it can make its own food by photosynthesis process. طب مين secondary consumer؟ bird لأن هو already feeding on grasshopper اللي هو primary consumer. بس. طيب هنا بيقولي they can make their own food by which process؟ ده بيكلمني عن producers. photosynthesis process. طب consumers they are organisms that eat other living organisms. برافو. to get their energy. طيب decomposers they recycle nutrients back into the ecosystem through the process of decomposers. يجي هنا بقى في التشوز بيقولي the model that choose. طبعا أول ما أشوف موديل هلاقي أنا عارفة أنت بتجري على الفود تشين، مع أن أنت لو كملت السؤال هتلاقي هو فود ويب. أنا عندي موديل keyword الفود تشين وكل حاجة، بس محتاجين نكمل السؤال. models that shows many interactions يبقى مين؟ food web. all the following are basic needs for human to survive except electricity. all the following are producers except bacteria. algae اللي هي الطحالب أو plants اللي هي live on water يعني on the water surface. طيب give reason in a food chain a bird is not considered as a secondary consumer if it eats plants. ليه ما اعتبرناهوش secondary consumer؟ because living organisms that eats plants is considered as primary consumer. طيب هنا cross out the odd word. عندي snakes, hawks, rabbits, alligators. ما شاء الله كلهم predators. الوحيد اللي prey rabbits. طيب fungi, bacteria, plants and millipedes. هتبقى plants. الباقي كله decomposers. bacteria, rabbit, sheep and goat. bacteria كلهم primary consumers except bacteria. هنا بيقولي use the following living organisms to form two food chains that contain only one predator. يعني من اللي هو مديهولي ده أعمل food chain بس فيها واحد بس predator. فبيقولي اعمل 2. فاحنا قلنا قبل كده first link أو الفود chain بتاعتي starts with دايما starts with plant producer اللي هو grasses. طيب مين primary consumer اللي can eat grasses؟ deer الغزالة. مين اللي هياكل الغزالة؟ ناخد اللاين. تاني واحد برضو starts with grasses deer and alligator. بس كده. هنا مديني table أو مديني 3 groups. لو جينا بصينا على group A هنلاقي إن هي كلها plants بس. group B أنا عندي ما شاء الله كلهم يعني primary consumers بس. group C في تشكيلة يعني في variety. عندي grasses أهو plant أو producers. عندي foxes و hawks which is secondary أو tertiary consumers. rabbits و goats عادي اللي هم primary consumers. أهم حاجة على السؤال أعرف هو مديني إيه أصلا. طيب number 1 بيقولي producers and consumers are found together in group C only. group B shows A. احنا لسه قايلين producer primary consumers cows, ducks and so on. طيب energy can flow in a food chain between animals of A. Energy can flow in a food chain between animals of group C only. لأن أنا عندي group C في producer في primary consumer وفي secondary consumer. Decomposers هتبقى إيه؟ فين decomposers؟ are not present in any group. طيب plant community ecologists can restore habitats for plants which are important for all other living organisms. الكلام ده صح ولا غلط؟ صح. طيب producers can make their own food in the form of glucose sugar which is rich with energy. صح. طيب sticky seeds need water to be dispersed? Of course not. Light seeds are dispersed by wind. ليه? Because they can be carried away by the air to other places. Because they can be carried away by the air to other places. طيب plant community ecologists do their studies and researches on a plants only. حتى هو بيقولي plant community ecologists. If a plant doesn't disperse its seeds, so the number of these plants will, of course, will decrease. طيب all plants disperse their seeds in many different ways. In many different ways. By wind, by water, by eating by another animal, by sticking to animals' bodies or animals' fur. طيب what happens if ecologists don't restore a damaged ecosystem? كل living organisms اللي عندي دي they will die. دي الإجابة السهلة. محتاجين نسهل عليكم أو نزود حاجة بسيطة أوي. إن they will move away to another healthy ecosystem or they will die. تاني all living organisms in this ecosystem will move away to another healthy ecosystem or they will die. هنا بقى ما تخطش من المنظر ده. هو بيقولي عندي 3 figures represent animals as squares وبيقولي إن ال bigger square ده معناه إن هو can eat the smaller one. فهو بيقولي choose which figure can express a food chain. لو جينا بصينا على كل واحدة هلاقي مين اللي تنفع. أكيد B hop eat snake eat primary consumer اللي eat producer بس. طيب الموديل exam على 2 concepts. Winds play an important role in dispersing seeds. In a small light seeds. طب which system in plants consists of tubes that water and nutrients move through it? هتبقى أنهي transport system. Any food chain starts with زي ما اتفقنا producers, plants. The kind of stems that extend underground are called underground tuber اللي هي الإكزامبل بتاعي potato. What happens if all primary consumers disappear from a certain food chain? The secondary consumers will move away to another place to search for food or they will die. طيب photosynthesis process takes place in plants' roots. Of course not. It occurs or it takes place in a leaves of the plant. The food web describes energy flow and feeding interactions between living organisms in an ecosystem. The food web describes energy flow and feeding interactions between living organisms in an ecosystem. صح. At the beginning of germinating some bean seeds, they can grow without soil or water. لا, they can grow without soil, لكن without water, لا طبعا. It's one of the basic needs. Birds eat insects as prey to get their energy. صح. هنا بقى بيقول لي ايه؟ The opposite figure to the right represents a blood vessel X carries the blood to an organ Y which answer represents X and Y. لو جيت بصيت هنا هو بيقول ان البلاد جاي منين؟ From all body parts. رايح لفين؟ رايح لأورجان Y. طالما البلاد جاي من ال all body parts to the أكيد Y ده هو مين؟ heart. طب from all body parts to the heart يبقى البلاد vessel ده أكيد مين؟ vein. يبقى C هي ال correct answer. X vein organ heart. Write the scientific term of each of the following. The gas that is present in air and necessary for the formation of plant food. أنهي gas؟ carbon dioxide gas. طيب, the small structures in the plant's roots that increase the absorption of water and the nutrients from the soil. Root hairs, bravo. A group of living organisms that can live on decaying dead organisms, decomposers, they worms, bacteria, fungi, millipedes. Parts of the plant that are responsible for reproduction قلنا قبل كده ده مين؟ flower. طيب نيجي هنا. Study the following food webs, then choose the correct answer. When A disappears from the food web, birds will move away to search for food in another ecosystem. تفتكروا مين؟ When primary consumers disappear. بس. طيب, grasshoppers may die when there is no plants. دلوقتي اقدر اقول لكم thank you for watching and listening. المفاجأة اللي كنت قايله لكم عليها في اخر الفيديو ان هي هتكون في اخر الفيديو يعني هي انه ان شاء الله في part 2 من اكتوبر revision بس هتكون اجابات او حل شتات الوزارة. Coming soon. Bye bye.